Good morning, etoro. It's Friday the 20th of November, and so it's time for my weekly update. The Nasdaq and most other indexes have been trading in a fairly tight range, and this is because there's a lot of optimism and conflicting pessimism within the market at the moment. The optimism is, like most people will know, around the two vaccines that have entered late stage testing and are looking pretty positive. And there are some other vaccines that are in earlier testing but are also looking just as good. What the market also quite likes across these vaccine options is that they tend to work a little different from each other, which will be good because people all work differently. And so I'm sure different vaccines will have different effectiveness, different parts, different people. On the other side of the coin, we have a lot of negativity because in many countries, coronavirus cases are reaching record highs. Jobless numbers are not looking particularly good. Businesses are still folding. Vaccines aren't here yet. And so the bears and the bulls are fighting it out. No one wants to take a particularly strong stance at the moment without any additional information to inform those decisions. You'll see that I guess the news about the vaccine has kind of won out for now because things like gold and the US dollar have been dropping those safe havens. Money's leaving them to enter more risky assets. So what else has happened in the past week? UK stocks have been doing very, very well. So maybe not represented by the UK 100, but a lot of the UK stocks that have been, their stock prices have been massively depressed over the past few months. We're seeing an influx of new money pushing their prices higher, which was inevitable. The combination of bad handling of coronavirus pandemic, Brexit, has meant that sentiment has been overplayed. Negative sentiment has been overplayed on UK stocks. On the flip side, cryptos have been looking particularly strong. So we can see Bitcoin's back over 18,000. Ethereum, I think, was making a run at 500. So cryptos have done as well through the past week. I mentioned Brexit briefly, and I don't know if I have the article open here, but Brexit negotiations, they're still ongoing, unfortunately, but there is some optimism that a deal will be struck. It looks like a deal will be struck, and the market hates uncertainty more than bad news. Even if the terms of that deal are slightly negative for the UK, I expect we could see a little bull run at the point where a firm deal, has been announced. All right. Other big news. So Tesla's hit an all-time high, and so over the past week, Tesla's made a 22% profit. This was off the back of a little bit of a surprise, because Tesla has been included in the S&P 500. They met the criteria to get into the S&P 500 some time back, but were excluded because the committee that decides whether you're in or out felt that Tesla was a little controversial and maybe a little too volatile, included at that point in time. But now, from next month, Tesla will be a part of the S&P 500. So that's done us quite well for our Tesla positions. All right, in terms of the week ahead, looking more and more likely that Trump will concede, and then the market will be eyeing out the stimulus that comes after the new president is announced. Thanksgiving is happening through next week, so expect the US to be closed for some part of the week, but also there'll be far fewer participants in the market, which means that volumes will be a lot lower, which means that usually there's a lot less price action. And in the absence of any really good or really bad news, we could see prices dribble down through the next week and maybe beyond. Although we do have Black Friday coming up as well as Cyber Monday, so retail stocks could get a bump. It's very hard to call at the moment, especially with low volumes. All eyes will be on Christmas after that, so retailers are going to start doing really well in anticipation of the huge amount of money that they're going to make through the next months. All right. So if you would like to get in touch, please message me on etoro. I also have a channel on YouTube telling you a little bit more about me, my trading style. etoro was kind enough to write a blog post on me, so find out. Oh, like too many people are trying to hit that post at the moment, but if you read that blog post, you'll learn a little bit more about my background, my trading style, things I do for business. All right, so that's it for the update. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.